In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the great jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
We're going on a trip around the world to see if we can find endangered animals and figure out ways we can help them to stop going extinct. Here we are in China in the great bamboo forest. We think we've happened upon a panda habitat. Let's see what happens next.
Diane's the first female bear ever trained to have an ultrasound done without sedation.
What it
She's had 6
does.
kids. Only way we can confirm a pregnancy is through an ultrasound. Alright guys, get a couple of photos. The line.
China's unofficial mascot and the symbol of the World Wildlife Fund, the giant panda is one of the most beloved animals in the world. It is also one of the more endangered species in the world, with only about 1,000 to 2,000 living in the wild. Conservation efforts and breeding programs are currently in place to restore panda populations to their native habitat in the mountain forests of southwest China. What an exciting adventure! Now we're on our way to the Arctic to find some polar bears.
Yeah, let's go! Woo! Here we are in the Arctic tundra, where we just saw a mother and her cub. It's a bit colder than we expected, but we're gonna see if we can get a little closer.
We found a polar bear cave. Hopefully they're still inside.
Yes, it is a polar bear cave.
All these little... It seems that we've climbed through the cave and never found a polar bear, but here we are in their watering grounds, where they're right there next to us. Polar bears were listed as a threatened species in the U.S. under the Endangered Species Act in May 2008. While rapid loss of sea ice is the primary threat to the polar bear's long-term survival, other challenges include pollution, increased commercial use of the Arctic, overharvest, disease, and inadequate habitat protection.
3. That was quite an adventure. Now let's go to Indonesia and see the orangutans.
I think
Here in Cameroon, you can see the gorilla. We made a pit stop, but nevertheless, it's just as important.
These primates have been greatly affected by humans, such as in the case of the bushmeat trade, where their meat has been hunted for the use of food and other materials. Habitat loss has also been a factor, as commercial deforestation has been a factor that has taken away their homes. Conflict and civil war has also been a factor in their dropping numbers, as their habitat is taken away, and as well as diseases that humans pass on to the animals.
We're finally in Indonesia, as you can see. The orangutans are right there. This is my personal favorite animal, so let's observe them. As you can see, it's picking on the dirt. Quite an interesting fella, right?
Very.
These canoping-loving fellas used to once live all across Southeast Asia, but as deforestation occurred, as mining roads were created to extract essential minerals, their habitats were destroyed. 90% of the world's palm oil is extracted from the palm trees in Indonesia and Malaysia, and those are the type of trees that these animals like to live in the most, leaving them without a tree to climb in.
We're heading to Southeast Asia to see if we can find any wild tigers. Hopefully there'll be some when we get there. To say the least, I'm disappointed that we did not find any tigers on our adventures. However, I do remain hopeful that we will find them eventually. We finally found some wild tigers. They seem to be very awake at this time of day. It's quite exciting. Of the original 9 subspecies of tigers, 3 have become extinct in the last 80 years, an average of 1 every 20 years. It has been predicted all tigers may become extinct in the wild within the next decade. Poaching, habitat loss, and fragmentation have reduced the global population of tigers from over 100,000 in the 1900s to less than 4,000 in the 1970s. Today, 4 of the remaining subspecies of tiger are considered endangered by the IUCN.
Well, that was exciting, but now it's your turn. A little change can help these wonderful animals survive because remember, they're just as important as we are.
Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub, and stroll right into town.